Hey everybody, what's up? It's NerdFan16 here on YouTube, Retro Kid, everywhere else. And I finally got around to seeing, as of this week, actually Monday. I got around to seeing, obviously, Captain America Winter Soldier. And I couldn't find my ticket, sadly, and yeah, as you may have noticed, it's been about a week since I announced that I'm going to review this. So my memory is going to be incredibly hazy on what had and had not happened. So, in case anything came out spoilery, there will be spoilers ahead. Just want to make that very clear. Also, I'm going to recommend a bunch of tgwtg vlogs, because I honestly think they do a better job with this stuff than me. One of them is going to be a podcast from Ben Sage's site, because they actually went a little bit more in depth than Sage's actual vlog with Gabe. Just basically not only how good the movie was, what's going on ahead, Avengers 2, Cap 3, what good enough is. That was like a big theme going on later on in their previous podcast. So that if you want to like check that out, I honestly like Tool Shed, to be honest with you. At this point, it's not bad. It's actually, well, good enough. Inside-ish jokes aside, here's my thoughts on the movie. It was awesome. Chris Evans did a pretty good job as Cap again. Still surprising the hell out of me being this character, even 2 years later. And there's a couple Easter eggs I did pick up. Just the one with his to-do list. Early in the movie, he was like, since he's been out for 7 years, he's obviously going to have a list of stuff he's going to catch up on. And he's cool with the internet. I'm really happy with that, because I'm like, oh boy, here's an old man joke here. Nah, he's cool. Another thing on that list I still can't believe, Nirvana. Like, really? You want to listen to Nirvana? Trust me, you're not missing much out. Yeah, with that aside, the story actually was not bad. If you saw any, like, clip scenes with the pirates hijacking, it's extended out pretty well. It actually adds a lot of scenes to what's actually going to happen later on in the plot. And Cap just going to town even without his shield most of the time in this movie. He's like, okay, you're gonna take my shield out? Alright, I got this. I'm gonna beat the living crap out of you, cause that's how I roll. Those are very rare scenes in case you don't like that. I liked his shield outfit. I think it's a little inspired by his Marvel Now design. I'm not entirely sure. I don't read any of his books. As much as I want to now with Winter Soldier, it looked like a damn good storyline that I would see myself picking up now. With that said, the story takes place a couple years after Avengers. Cap immediately becomes an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., just working up the ranks to, I think, level 8. Because if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's like a level system of who's like hierarchy or some shit like that. And if you saw this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I will be doing, as I stated, spoilers ahead on Hydra is back in this movie. And also explains a lot with Winter Soldier. I'm actually going to go about the character first, before I go on to how Hydra got him. If you don't know or you haven't read the books, Bucky is Winter Soldier. And I think that might have got teased in the interviews, like, okay, this is his best friend, what are we going to do with him? Like, is he going to fight him? Is he going to try to reason with the guy? Stuff like that. Someone might have tipped that off in the interviews. So if you got that, then my bad. Or read books. I don't know. With that said, the character who came back as Bucky did a really good job as a Winter Soldier. He was very Terminator-esque. He was on point. He was ready to roll. And has been continuously frozen. There's a reason to that, and I'll get to it later on in the story. So for comparison's sake, here's him with his comic version, and despite not having the domino mask, like a lot of superheroes does, I don't know why. The arm is not that bad, the design's still there, he's still very tactical-ish, that's a Nerf term in case anyone's wondering. I didn't have any problems with the suit, I just didn't like that they were hiding his face, which, again, it was telegraphing for people who didn't read the book, and it wasn't that bad. Another thing you're probably not going to get in this review is my theater experience, because It was actually pretty stellar. It was not that bad. I might have got the 2D showing. If it's on 3D, don't do it. It's probably going to be murky and stuff because from what I heard, it's probably post production kind of stuff. So 2D's not that bad. I had a good experience with it. It was no big deal. What else? Let's talk about Anthony Mackie, who played Falcon, and he was introduced earlier in the movie, and dude did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie. In early interviews of this movie, he actually thought he was going to get the red and white suit his character has in the books nowadays. And for those who don't know who Falcon is, he's a mainstay supporting cast in Cap's book as kind of an unofficial psychic for him. I think he does his own stuff and eventually ends up being a SHIELD agent as well. Again, this is my rough assumption of what the character is nowadays. So if it's on point or a little off, please let me know in the comments below. What else? I really enjoyed this movie. It was not that bad. Robert Redford, for those who don't know, is a legendary actor, and he was obviously the villain. Sorry to say. And I think the current headrunner of Hydra until later on in the post credits, which I will also be spoiling. So if you really don't want to know, go see the movie. There's really nothing out this week, so you pretty much got a lot to give it another number one pick if you really want to. What about it? Robert Redford did a really good job as heel. He did some pretty good face-off scenes with Sam Jackson's character, obviously Nick Fury. And an Easter egg I did not see coming when I came back from the theater is that they actually quoted something from Pulp Fiction on his gravestone when he faked his death. That was awesome. I had to double check online and see it. I'm like, holy crap! For those kids out there who don't know what Pulp Fiction is, it's basically this movie right here. Yeah. Sorry I couldn't get the full poster. I'm actually sitting on my bed, so sorry about that. And I'm also off character, in case anyone's wondering. Overall, the story was not bad. Scarlett Johansson did a good job as Black Widow as usual. I did like the scenes when Cap was about to be a wanted man, and she's trying to give him the hard knocks on how to do stealth, and he's just stumbling, just basically trying to figure it out. And there was a lot of nice callbacks to the previous movie too, like Cap going back to his training camp that helped him become Cap, to even seeing his former love interest grow old and unfortunately get Alzheimer's, which is really shitty. In case if you're a family out there that actually has a relative who has that problem, again, please let me know in the comments below if it was at all accurate. Because I really think it is. It really showed off how bad that disease can get. And that was pretty good. That was really nice. So yeah, let's get on to why I'm talking about Hydra. Turns out a scientist that pre-SHIELD in the first movie captured ended up helping him out after the war, and just slowly, when his brain became a computer, a la fucking, again, sorry for the language, War Games, basically. Watch that movie. That's not bad. Not the sequel, like the actual '80s one. That is intense. He turns into a computer, and through some way, Hydra is like still alive, but like inside SHIELD, and has been there for like decades. And Cap is like, okay, well there goes everything I fought for in the last war and the movie and Avengers. There goes everything I actually knew about the world. So let's just wreck everything. There was actually a plot point later on that their new helicarriers were going to be like predetermining a lot of stuff ahead of time, finding surveillance footage and stuff like that, and Cap was just going, that's a little over the edge. And apparently Nick Fury was was about to agree until he faked his death because he knew some shenanigans were happening there. I'm sorry if I'm going over the plot because, like I said, it's been over a week and I'm really trying to pay attention here. Just going off the top of my head. But overall, the movie was great. It played a little bit more like a political thriller in the middle of it, and it really helped out too because Cap nowadays, with him and his relationship with Shield, kind of feels like it. If you're reading the books, please let me know too in the comments because I really want to know. So let's get to the post-credit endings. The first one was obviously Avengers. Like in Thor 2, they had two post-credit endings. One related to the next Avengers movie. Another was after the credits, and basically was plot-oriented. You don't have to see the plot-oriented one unless you really want to know about a certain X amount of characters or if there was any closure for somebody. That's basically the theme that's going on so far. I don't know if Iron Man 3 had one. I think Iron Man 3 was just traditional post-credit stuff until the other two showed up. So in the actual post-credits, it's obviously an Avengers thing. Hydra actually took Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch and called them gifted or like miracle kids instead of what they actually are, mutants. Because Quicksilver is also going to be in X-Men Days of Future Past, just as a different actor, like I probably stated earlier in my videos. Overall, that credit was actually intense. It showed how manipulative they look to have been, and they probably going to be heel first before turning into the team. Like, turning good for the team, sorry about that. The other one, again, is related to Winter Soldier. Because early in the movie, Cap went to the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, which mostly 99% of this movie is going to be taking place in Washington. Until Cap, like, escapes and goes to Jersey for one scene. Basically going back to his camp and just seeing what changed over the years. So yeah, Winter Soldier also went to the Cap Museum and saw his former name, Bucky, being in there and being engraved dead in action. And that was pretty cool, because at that point, Bucky pretty much comes out of his funk and is slowly trying to remember what the hell's been going on and try to piece together what's been going on the last couple of decades since he's been in and out of cryosleep, which apparently Hydra got a hold on when Cap was out, when Cap was out of action. So that's interesting. And just Hydra in general was just really, they trying to write this, and I'm not a conspiracy nut in case anyone's wondering. They're trying to write it as like they were involved with like a lot of stuff. They were doing secret missions here and there, even manipulating politicians. There's that one guy from Iron Man 2, I want to say, when Tony was just slamming Congress for that one scene earlier in the movie. That guy was there, and he said "Hail Hydra" secretly. I really don't know that agent's name. He did a lot of short movies. What was it? Sitwell. That's his name. Yeah. Post-credit wise, it was just a quick 30-second thing of like Bucky trying to figure out who he was and stuff like that. And Bucky's story in general was not that bad. It's a little telegraphed if you're not a fan of the book. But to me, it felt balanced, to be honest with you. So yeah, that was my review of Captain America: Winter Soldier. I'm NerdFan16 Retro Kid on YouTube, and yo, dude, what the hell? I'm off character. I know. Talk about your next review. I don't have another one after that for another week. Yes, you do. Oracle, pop his computer. Wait, what do you mean pop my freaking computer? What are you doing? What is this? What is this? You're going to review Goro, Zero Black Blood. How did you know I read your internet history? Take care, guys. Later.